podcaster, entertainer, philosopher, comedian, Mike Usenick. Usenick Unleashed!
Alright, we need a safe word for this conversation. But anyway, I'm sitting here with my buddy. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
My name is Nathan Allen. I also go by Absofunk.
I wasn't sure if you were going to use your real name or your stage name. Some people prefer using their stage. Some
See, I'm at a really confusing part with my musical path with that because, like, I want the live music because I write songs as a songwriter, live music type aspect under Nathan Allen because that's my middle name. But the Absofunk stuff, that's more of the, like this kind of music side project. But like Absofunk, if I were to say that to somebody, it hooks them. So I kind of want to start using Absofunk to adopt all of my musics. But like, how would you feel if one of your favorite artists made like live music and then stuff like this under the same name? Like, would that confuse you?
Dude, I'm a fan of Frank Zappa.
Okay, you know, good point. That's a really good point. Honestly.
I'm also a fan of Ozzy Osbourne, like all of his music, including the stuff he did with Elton John. So, like, I'm not a good person to ask that question to.
Yeah, this is true.
Because I'd be perfectly fine with it, because that's you. That's all parts of you.
You know, honestly, I don't know why I'm trying to look at it. It's like, well, what should I aspire
different parts of you,
be?
That's you.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
Like, I'd be different if it was like a whole band and like all members were replaced and even then I'm weird because I love GWAR still.
Well, because they don't drop the look and they keep the sound, you know. So
yeah.
It's more of a show rather than it is an entity.
I think it depends on the way you deliver it.
Okay, yeah, that's true.
But you're delivering it as you, so I think you're overthinking it.
Okay, I'll segue into what inspired me to have that thought process.
You might want to bring your microphone a little closer. There you go.
I can move a little closer to you.
Okay.
About that.
There we go. What was your inspiration?
Okay, so you ever heard of the artist Pretty Lights?
No, I'm not familiar. There's a lot of artists out there.
There's a lot of artists. You got that right. No doubt about that. Okay, so Pretty Lights is a like almost headlining artist for like larger bass festivals. Like I went to Secret Dreams back in July, and he was one of the headliners. But he does this kind of music under the name Pretty Lights. But he'll do like more live band type mixes under Pretty Lights Live.
Oh, really?
So I'm like looking at other artists that do two projects. Like even for instance, Sean, Loose Bean. He does Loose Bean and then Super Sub because that's more of like a live aesthetic rather than complete electronically made onto CDJs.
But my question is, because he started Loose Bean as a specific sound. Is that what you did though? Because everyone's on their own path, man. And crazy thing about that is like our path. Thank you, Taven Allen Culpa, dude. He's the one who set us all on our paths, man. He was one of Sean and I's mutual best friends ever, and his passing just completely changed both of our lives and made us lock in figuratively for this whole like we just kind of realized it's like, man, music is what we want to do, friends, just having a good time, really. Keep that spirit alive.
Yeah, because shit, if Taven would have never died, I'd still be working at KFC like 43 hours a week in the most toxic relationship I've ever been in.
You know, I've had a lot of deaths in my life. I'm not saying this is the case with you, but I've had a lot of deaths in my life where it sucked that it happened, but it opened my eyes to like
insanely true.
Can keep their legacy alive through doing what they would want, not just me to do, but keeping their legacy alive through their own art as well.
Honestly, yeah, I've thought about that.
Kind of like becoming gods in this world. Keep their legacy alive so that they're remembered forever.
Okay, in my mind, dude, Taven, like, okay, so we're all one collective consciousness. I believe we're all God.
Omnist.
Yeah, you heard it here. But, okay, so, like, my friend Taven, he just knew insanely too much. It was just, he was a very knowledgeable person, not from this realm, I feel like. So, I don't know, and he just touched me in such a way in life that, like, the reason I'm so,
I wouldn't say I'm proficient at guitar, but the reason I play as well as I can is because after his passing, I just became so infatuated with all of his music and just sat down and listened to it all for hours and learned it by ear. I would not, and like that's another reason why he has played such a huge part in the way that I do things today. Crazy stuff that guy did. Very eye-opening.
The reason why I'm doing this is because my dad, really, honestly, I love the man, but he had a dream to be in music, and he was a great musician. He was in a local country band, and unfortunately, the singer did pass.
Oh man!
And my dad was singing in churches and shit, but they never got to make it big. They almost had the big break, but they didn't. And he got to get comfortable with working normal jobs and stuff, and he worked his ass off to take care of the family, and I love that. But I also would like to be able to chase my dream, and I don't want to give up on it.
That is, I feel like, the hardest thing for, even all of my artist friends and just, interviews that I've seen from artists that I like and aspire to, the hardest thing that they can all agree on is the work-life balance.
Yeah.
Until you can start making your work your life.
And even,
you know?
and to, tell a little bit about myself, I have anxiety and stuff, so sometimes my brain's should I give up? Or I'm just going to force myself. I forced myself to do this, and it turned out amazing. And
no, exactly. We self-sabotage ourselves so consistently, but when we actually lock in, I'll sit in my room for months, or I wouldn't say months, that's a bit of an overestimate, but I'll say weeks, and I'll be like, man, I just wish I could crank out some music, just get these songs done, all the songs that I already have written and whatnot. And I'll sit there and be like, oh man, it's so much work to record all the instruments and mix it and get it sounding good and do vocal takes. But then I'll get a whole song done in a day if I actually just put my mind to it, and it just blows my mind. It's wow, okay, so this is possible. It's really just a me thing of motivating myself.
You almost have to change your mindset. I'm going to do this.
No, seriously.
Not I might do this.
Seriously.
I'm going to do this.
Manifesting is so real, man.
And it might not manifest in a way that you wanted it to, but it's a way that it was supposed to happen.
Okay, now another weird thing on that. Deja vu, right? So you know how
thinking things already happened.
Yeah, and how that's saying a lot of people tend to believe that if you feel deja vu, that means you're on the right course in life and you are experiencing things just as the way they're meant to be for yourself. Every time I'm here, man, I get deja vu. Every time I'm here.
Or is it just we're too stoned we don't remember our conversation?
Man, we totally talked about this last year, that magical moose milk,
Magical moose milk.
It was a weird conversation.
Did it come from a male moose?
I don't even know the context of that conversation. It was just the stories you overhear from your camp neighbors.
Dude, I love the guy. I just thought of this. Last night I had something it's weird, not out here, but it'd be weird anywhere else. But a guy that I know here, I forget his name, I'm awful, but he walked up to me and was like, hey, I got beans in the bed of my truck. And I'm like, that's nice.
Imagine you're in Home Depot parking lot. He's like, hey man.
Yeah, and he was like, I don't even make it with ground beef, there's prime rib in that.
Oh my gosh, that must have been Devin.
Yeah, that's who it was.
Yeah, because that was our neighbors with the magical moose milk.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
He's a very unique guy.
Yeah, Devin's awesome.
But the way he did it, he walked up and was like, I got some beans in my, and he was dancing to the music. I'm like, you know how weird this is?
I got some beans in my.
I'm like, you know how weird that is? But I followed him all the way to his campsite.
Yeah, he made some mean chili last night, dude. He said he wasn't making it with ground beef anymore. He got 2.5 pounds of chuck roast.
Yeah, that's what it was, chuck roast.
Yeah, he said he just sliced it just right, put it in there. It was the best chili he's ever had.
And it's nothing against him, it's just a weird moment.
yeah. I got beans in a bed of my truck. I feel like out of context, right there, we go back into that before we started the podcast.
I got beans in my, if you were at Walmart.
Now, if he said, I'm making chili, I got beans in the bed of my truck, there's context.
Yeah.
How important
he said I got chili. I got chili in the bed of my truck.
Oh, that's even weird.
I'm like, you're trying to lure me in.
Oh, man.
I'm like, you know what I asked him? He's like, I got a pot of chili in the back of my truck. And I'm like, what are you? like the American version of a leprechaun instead of a fucking pot of gold.
A traveling peddler, you know, a chili peddler, if you will.
I love coming to these events, bro, because like this morning I'm like, I'm waiting for my pay to hit, and I'm sitting there, I'm like, I wasn't panicking because if I don't eat, I don't eat. And I'm like, I'm just gonna walk around, and I got people at their campsite. You want some chicken? You want some chili?
Yeah, you should have stopped by. We was feeding out banana pancakes and coffee. Yeah, absolutely. That's one thing that is great about the community overcomes all.
And I love the muck cheese over here, the muck and cheese.
Yeah, dude, unreal.
What's the name of their company? I want to shout them out, but I forget.
I actually don't know because I've only eaten from them 1 year, and I think that was last year.
I eat from them every year, but there's so many different people out here.
Dude, the photos Amber got of the grill vendors last year were so fire. Like,
Shout out to AR Design and Photography.
Yeah, absolutely. Amber, AR Designs, book her, dude. We'll give you unreal photography results.
Well, once I figure it out, I am going to post and share their business because they're going to have a actual physical location, and he bought an old church.
Whoa.
Yeah, for his physical location.
Dude, imagine the good smells filling up in a church.
Right. Because I was born Christian, in a Christian household.
Really? I actually was too.
It's not that I had bad experiences in the church. It's just I grew away, like I grew my own opinions of that belief system. It's not that I don't believe in the things in it. I think they're good
As
stories
you
to be
should.
told. Yeah.
I mean, just right back into what you were saying before that about how people tend to let society make their choices for them and their beliefs and whatnot.
Yeah.
When you start making them for yourself, that's who you are, man.
And that's been a big topic at these type of events. Is that, and we talked a lot about aliens yesterday.
Societal norms and aliens. Come to OVDJ Campout.
Well, no, check us out. Before we get, you see, our slogan is breaking societal norms.
Yeah, that's right. It is. That's right.
And the two big topics lately, because I'm trying to not get political yet.
That's fair. It's a
just
heated
too soon.
environment, you know.
Yeah,
Out of the frying pan into the freezer.
Because anything that you say can be misinterpreted.
The context.
Like, I made a post about, like, my thoughts, and I think we should do something. That there was a school shooting that happened recently, and I, like, shouted that out, like, and was like, this is a big problem. People started tagging me because I wasn't paying attention to the headline they wanted me to. And I'm like, no, all of it's horrible. But I'm more concerned about schools because I've got nieces and nephews that go there.
Exactly. I mean, that's just like, okay, so context, right? Comes back all into context.
Well, I think we all interpret things in the way that we want them to be interpreted instead of sitting back and being like, look at the whole.
See, that's the thing with societal norms. A lot of people don't. They don't interpret things the way they want to. They interpret things the way that other people
So that they're liked by those other people.
Exact chameleon. Like I call that a chameleon mindset. Is when you jump back and forth between like such drastic groups and whatnot, but you seemingly change your whole personality just to blend in. I don't know. People like that have always rubbed me the wrong way.
See, I try to do the opposite. I try to blend in with all crowds, but if it's not my cup of tea, it's not my tea.
See, that's the kind of chameleonage chameleonage. We're just inventing new terms on the podcast.
Chameleonaging.
Yeah, chameleonage, you know.
Have you ever chameleonaged?
Not until today, you know. Today was the first time, you know.
But go ahead with your point.
Okay, so like from a standpoint of looking at people like you know, you would I would consider be a chameleon, but like not in the change of personality aspect. Is that you are likable to most people in any kind of environment.
And I'm working on it because I do have a very hard to handle sense of humor. And
you're also a comedian, so you kind of got to get along.
But I'm trying to balance the two because I know there's certain people that don't like certain things. And it's kind of trial and error because I'm used to being around people that they all could handle it.
That's fair.
And I had an coming to moment when somebody got like offended by a joke that I told because I was just talking to them in conversation and I was just trying to just be a friend or just joke around. I complimented them on their looks and it just was a male friend of mine. You know how I get. And just somebody got upset. And you're trying to hit on them, blah. I'm like, no, not.
Yeah.
So I kind of just stepped back. Nothing against any of them people. They're amazing, beautiful people. All of them that have had that reaction because I had it several times. So I kind of like step back. I'm like, listen, like but the comedian in me wants to be like, you think I got a chance?
No, yeah, exactly. But it's a self-control. You know, you got to stop yourself from creating a bigger flame.
Yeah.
Whether it is like, okay, in my opinion, that whole situation seems like insecurity.
Yeah, but it's not my place to say that.
And it's not your place to flare it up even more if that is.
If I keep doing it,
exactly.
I have to respect the boundaries that are placed. But it's hard to know boundaries if you don't overstep them a little bit.
You know, that's a really good point to make, honestly. It is a really good point to make, because unless...
how awkward is it to walk and be like, is it okay if I touch you?
Exactly. That's a great point to make, actually, because that is probably a very awkward situation. It's like, do you mind if I touch you? And then like, I just wanted to make sure that was okay.
It's more of an organic thing.
I mean, it's definitely, yeah.
Like, it's a different thing to be like, can't touch your ass, but like, it just touch, like an arm, shoulder.
In a situation like that,
I try not to, but when it's like saying goodbye, I'm like, is it alright for a hug? Do you want a hug?
I mean, dude,
I'm a huggy guy.
If I'm saying bye to someone, I'm like, bring it in, man. You know what I'm saying? You gotta.
See, I used to be the guy that would bring it in, but I don't do that no more, because I was raised around that.
That's fair.
But I'm like, no, because, you know, people struggle with like autism and stuff. They're really weird with textures and hugs and trauma. Like, I get it, but for a while it was hard for me because it's just what I was raised under.
Same thing with me, dude. Like,
I watched Full House where they were hugging all the time.
Exactly. Not in these days. Some people have like, don't touch my personal bubble.
And another thing, if I really vibe with someone, I'll tell them I love them. I'll be like, much love, much. And some people don't say it back, which is cool because everyone's construct of love is different.
This is very.
Like some people are like, we gotta be fucking to love one another, or.
That's very true, and that's like, honestly, I think it's a sad reality of it, but like, that is
true.
Well,
then you gotta wonder, because let's say you do have a friend that you're sleeping with or whatever, it's just a friendship, but you do have love for them, and you say that it could be misconstrued as something else.
I think that
love is love.
Yeah, I think that you can, I don't know, man, like, love is love, dude. Yeah. Like, literally.
Like, I told a girl one time, I'm like, I love you. And it's not that we have to be together or nothing, but I just love your vibes. I love you as a person. And they took it the wrong way, man. You'll have that, though.
Yeah, that's like me saying, I love OVDJ. That doesn't mean, you know, I want to fucking...
Put your finger in its butt.
Yeah, exactly. I love these events. But that doesn't mean I'm, like, crying going to sleep every night. OVDJ, you know.
OVDJ, I love you. But there are people like that make it.
Yeah, like you said, yeah. That's why the whole boundaries thing is important.
But sometimes, I don't mean to be the devil's advocate, but sometimes you have to push slight boundaries to understand what all the boundaries are.
Well, that's what I'm,
like small boundaries.
Unless they're completely laid out in front of you and you have been already given guidelines and boundaries, how are you supposed to find them?
Yeah.
You find them.
And I'll be honest, I'm uncomfortable around like new people.
I mean,
especially women, because like a lot of women have been programmed to think that all men are predators. So if I make anything that seems like a move, it could be interpreted as like creepy or weird.
That's definitely true. It can be heavily misconstrued.
So I overthink things, and then I'm like, all right, I'm leaving now. See ya. And I'm like all weird walking away and shit.
I got some beans in the back.
Yeah, I got some beans in the back of the truck. You know? Like, I don't want to be that guy.
I feel like that's a good conversation starter.
But I don't.
Yeah, man, I got some beans in the back of my truck.
But I don't. That guy had a delivery of it. Because he had chili to deliver.
Yeah,
it'd be weird if I said I got beans in the back of my van. I got none. Because I don't actually have beans.
Yeah, I just got that Heinz pint, you know what I'm saying?
But yeah, like, I think a lot of our issues is like insecurities and like anxieties that don't necessarily exist in other people. And we're worried about it possibly existing and causing them to think a certain way when we overthink things.
That's like you were telling me last night. Nobody sees things exactly the same way. Even though we're like, yeah, I see this the same way. It's like we still don't.
No.
Even though we're finding the common ground to think that we are. We may agree, but like it's still, we're not exactly seeing it the same way.
If you really break it apart, there's little subcategories of that agreement that you don't agree on.
Exactly.
Because everything's a construct. Everything's a construct. That's like, I talked to a guy the other day, like unaliving someone. If you're doing it in self-defense...
I mean, it's kind of, like, what choice do you have, really?
Yeah.
But, I mean...
But if you're just doing it to do it...
For the love of the game is crazy.
Yeah.
You know?
It's crazy you called it a game.
Yeah.
Speaking of out here, and I'm doing this for anyone that watches this and wants to come to one of these events sometime, we have Nintendo 64 over here.
I know. I'm thinking about next year bringing so I got like this mini generator, right? I'm totally thinking about bringing my PS4 and a TV to see how long I could like play some Elden Ring during like Loose Bean set or something.
Dude, I got my Sega Genesis.
Oh, dude.
I don't know if it still plays though, so I gotta test it.
Definitely do that. I haven't played a Sega Genesis since a while.
And honestly, I think they come every year, so we can just hook up to their TV if we wanted.
Yeah, since last year they've been, dude. They bring a hell of a setup.
Yeah.
And they got it right in a good spot next to the stage.
What I like about this festival is it's a smaller festival too, more personal.
I definitely agree with that. I had such a great time at Secret Dreams this July, but like not to compare because it's
huge.
apples and oranges, even though they're both fruits. That's a great way to look at it. It's like apples and oranges, but they're both a fruit.
It's like apples and avocados. Avocado is also a fruit, but it's not sweet.
Well, I mean, I say they're both sweet, you know.
Yeah, but I'm saying like it's different type of nutrition that you're getting.
Great. That's a great fucking way to put it. Yeah, seriously.
Because you get fat from one, which is really good, and you get sweet from the other, which is really good. I didn't mean sweet as in the metaphor of being good.
Okay.
I meant it as in
sugary,
being,
isn't that flavor?
It's kind of nutritional in a mental sense.
An adjective, if you will.
Yeah. But like it's different. And I've heard different complaints, not about this event, but about other events, where it's not an actual complaint. They love the event altogether, but like there's no personal. Like you walk to the vendors, you buy the shit, and you fuck off somewhere.
No, seriously. That's kind of how it is at the larger fest, from what I understand. Granted, my only large fest was Secret Dreams just this past fall.
I've been to Sonic Temple and shit, so.
I feel like that's
still a festival.
Festivals.
That's still a festival.
Like camping.
Yeah, there's camping at Sonic Temple.
Okay.
It's like 2 or 3 days, maybe 4 now.
Okay. Yeah. Then that probably is like the same environment, like pretty much corporate festival, but not entirely.
Yeah. And it has to be that way because you have so many people, you can't just stand and talk to the vendors.
No, exactly.
Like, I get it.
You can only come, at the big festivals like that, you really got who's in your camp or else you're walking a half a mile to stage. This is cool because this is all our community, you know? And we're all like, hey, what's up, dude? Friend from Facebook, you know? Good to see you.
Or dude I just met.
Yeah. That we're about to be homies for the next, that's OVDJ.
The people will approach your camp, talk to you.
Yeah, exactly. I love the camp neighbor aspect here. Because, like, at my house...
No, I'll be honest, you have that at Sonic Temple and shit. You have the camp neighbor shit. But once you're in the festival... Yeah.
You
barely run into each other.
Yeah, people, you're lucky if you do, to be quite honest.
But, like, here, you can look across the lawn and see somebody. Because most people are here for the music. They're not here necessarily... They like the lights and stuff. But most of them are camping, enjoying the music. Vibing with friends and stuff.
My top 2 reasons for coming is music and the homies.
Yeah.
This is like the great friend convene.
And the music isn't too loud that you can't talk either.
That's one thing I love about this festival. In contrast to the super large festivals, you get like 16 subwoofers and all that. It's like, did you see that? You know, it's like,
but you can still hear the music and each other.
For context, we're right next to the stage right now, and based on audio that I've seen,
we sound alright.
Yeah, and this is just like, you would think we had background music playing.
And there might be some, but not a whole lot from yesterday.
It's not like, I gotta crank this up and like fuck with the audio so that I can hear Mike talking.
But what's crazy is the closer you get to the stage, it does get loud as hell.
I feel like your placement here is good too, because it's all going that way.
Yeah, and it's outside.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Indoor, this would be impossible.
And a lot of them are like in stadiums where it's hard to escape.
Yeah, and the acoustics of stadiums are just meant to bounce around.
Because I don't know about the one you went to, but the stage is literally where camping's at here.
Oh, really?
You literally can just walk to your campsite right here. The camping's all over there and stuff. At most festivals, they have a separate place where the stage sits, like Sonic Temple. It's enclosed. I don't know about the places you go to. It might be similar to here. But it's enclosed in like a stadium. And that's where the stage is at. It's completely separate from where camping's at.
Okay, most of the places I go to are like large farms.
Yeah,
like
see,
lands.
It's very different. Kind of like Jamboree in the Hills used to be.
Yeah, honestly, quite like that, where you got like so long of campsites and cars parking, and then you got the stage where everybody goes.
Similar there, where you can just walk right to the stage from the camping.
That's why I love this place so much. It's so close.
Yeah, and well, the ones I've go to, the metal ones, the big ones, are like it's literally you got camping, and then you have to walk clear to the ticket place.
through the booths and all that, through security check.
Yeah. And here you have like the vendors like just chilling out. I'm camping right next to.
And like we don't need security here because nobody's bringing crazy shit.
Well, we don't really need security because we have the Sentinels here.
Yeah, exactly. If shit got out of hand, they would certainly handle it. You know, they might come over and hacky sack like a mean motherfucker, but they will handle
play
stuff.
Pool too.
Yeah, seriously, dude. I wish I would catch his name, but he is a monster on the hacky sack. For the last 2 years. Me, Tang, and Sean will get a little hacky sack circle going. He just comes running up and like starts doing all these trick shots and stuff.
You're talking about Mike? The older guy with the long beard? Like
red hair? No, he's got glasses and like ginger.
Okay,
but
I'm awful with names. So.
I mean, me too. I don't even think I ever asked him for his name.
Dude, you know how many people I know that I've known them for like 10 years or so, whatever, and I don't know their name because I never introduced myself.
Dude, me too. There's been a couple people I've ran into at events like this specifically where I see them and hang out with them every year, but it's like, you know, I never caught your name.
And then how soon, like how late is too late to ask?
Yeah, seriously, it's like, yeah, we've been hanging out for like 5 years, but like, what's your name, man? You know?
I think that's an awkward situation we all have.
I feel like that's like an anime type backstory or something. You know, people are friends for like 5 years. Like, what's your name, man?
Well, I vibe on like getting back to spirituality kind of thing. I vibe on an energy level. Like I feed into like what we're talking about and stuff. To me, sometimes the name is something I'll just forget later if I don't see you a lot.
This is true. Especially if it's like not to say that people have easily forgettable names, but people can have easily forgettable names. I mean, I know like 7 Johns.
Dude, this guy over here, I keep forgetting his name. His name's Mike. And that's my name.
Shout out Crookie. His name's Nathan too. I'm also Nathan.
Well, Hall of Fame seeds, Mike. And then we got Lazy Moon. I didn't really get much videos of them. My first night, I took videos of this lovely gentleman over here. He, I forget the name of his company, but he does wave for art.
Okay.
He feels the sound waves.
Dude, that's like interpretive painting.
Yeah, and he has a whole Bad Omens series. Like each
cool.
painting is a song of Bad Omens.
That is cool.
And he turns it into an actual artwork. He has like angels and demons and shit over there.
Okay, that kind of reminds me of something. We're not going to get political, but this is just something that happened. So I was at a protest.
Well, that's part of your personality.
Yeah, exactly. However long ago, like 2-3 weeks ago, but there was a stonemason there who like literally did stone carvings for a living.
Not like a Freemason, like an actual.
Yeah, like an actual stonemason.
Which I don't know if Freemasons do that stone stuff, so I probably shouldn't assume. But
I've always been curious about that because why are you called Mason? Like,
I think it's the ancestors' word.
Oh, okay.
And they're following the belief systems of their. I don't know, because I know some sects they like believe in like. As long as you believe in a deity, you can join. In other ones, you have to accept a certain. I don't know.
Okay.
I have a friend that is a Mason, but he's very open-minded, and I don't really know much other than what he's told me.
I don't know much either. Honestly.
But continue talking about your stonemason.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right. So at this protest, exactly, man. At the protest, I met this stonemason who he made all these super enigmatic stone sculptures by hand, completely, like chiseling them down and everything. And there was this one that he made where it was like he carved out a structure of the Grim Reaper, and in between its hand and the tip of its scythe, he put a mirror there. And it was just super cool because you would look at it and then you wouldn't really get it until you put the mirror in view of your face, and you're like, oh my god, it's like we are killing everything, we are death. He was just really cool. There was a couple other ones that he did too that didn't quite stand out as much as that, but that one made me remember.
With this guy, I do have a video of his art and stuff that I did Friday. So his name will be in the beginning of all of these videos.
Oh yeah.
I just currently can't remember.
We're stoners, man. It's all right, it's all right.
For the life of me, I love his vibe though.
Yeah, dude's been killing it.
He's a good dude.
I'll have to go snap some photos of his art too.
You need to. Well, it's still sunlight out, dude. So you said you're an omnist.
Yes.
I have a lot of friends that are omnists.
Really?
And I can actually connect to that. I don't label myself anything. I just believe what I believe. Honestly, my belief changes as I'm learning more about other people's.
That's honestly kind of where I stand on it. Well, your point right before that.
Yeah.
like if I have to put a label on myself, it would be omnism. Like if I can really choose, I'm not gonna label myself. But like to break it down in terms
Explain
of
to somebody.
Yeah, exactly. I would consider myself an omnist, as in seeing the truth in so many different religions and seeing so many different perspectives. And you can always find common ground within it because there's truth to every religion and every belief.
I think whatever you think happens when you die, it happens.
Manifesting.
And I honestly think we all reach that, like, whether you call it heaven, hell, whatever, we all reach that. I had this theory one time where we all go to that hell because it's our guilt. And we face that guilt and then descend into our own heavenhood. Or we reincarnate until we face that and enter the godhood.
That kind of makes sense.
And I have a buddy who he has a theory. Shout out to Jeremy Crow. The light at the end of the tunnel,
Right.
don't go to that light because that's just tricking you into reincarnation.
That's interesting. That is really interesting. You know, what if you veer off the path?
Yeah, and
you go over the light, you know?
No, you just walk away from it.
Oh, okay.
Or you just don't go towards it at all. Most people are afraid because they're in darkness. But within that darkness, there's light.
Exactly, dude. Without light, there cannot be darkness, and without darkness, there cannot be light.
No. And I fucking love that. I fuck with that shit. I also, like, we've talked about aliens a lot, and I feel kind of weird because I'm talking about the same things every time I talk to somebody, but it's mutual ground everybody has.
Everybody's in. If you're not interested in aliens, you're an alien, dude.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care about this.
And I find it weird calling it aliens because that sounds almost like alien anti-Semitic or something.
Yeah, I think it's almost political, like these fucking aliens. Like, yeah, they're just in UFOs. They're little green men.
Well, they're now called unidentified. I forget what they're called now.
Oh, I saw the change too.
And they're actually not calling them. Some people are not calling them intergalactic beings anymore.
Well, I guess extraterrestrials would be like if alien were viewed as anti-Semitic. I guess extraterrestrial would.
That is kind of a damning word.
There's an extraterrestrial right there.
Yeah, look at him. There he goes. But no, people are now teasing the idea, and I've mentioned this several times this weekend. Interstellar beings. Or interdimensional. Sorry, that's what I meant. Interdimensional beings. Where there could be both, but they're coming from another dimension above our own because we don't see all light.
Yeah, they're parallel. They can't.
Yeah.
They can't overlap because
It is.
fast kids parallel. You know.
Yeah. Because there's a lot of light we don't see. There's a lot of things we don't see.
Dude, one thing that just completely grinds my gears is like when people are like, if the sun's in space, why is space dark? You need the light to reflect off of something, dumbass. Like, what are you talking about? That's even assuming that space is even real, and you know, if we're going that far, we'll take it that far.
You know what I find very interesting is the flat Earth people. They're this flat. Well, we've discovered that it is a globe.
Right.
However, not to feed into their stuff, but we're also not.
Yeah, the globers.
We're not perfectly round. Our surface, like the space, the globe around us is round, but the ground is bumpy. We got trees, we got fucking mountains, we're not perfectly round.
Yeah, so even flat Earth is wrong. Fuck you mean? This ain't a flat Earth, this is a bumpy Earth, dude.
I always joke with people, I don't think the world is flat, I don't think the world is round, I think it's a vampire.
Set to drain.
Secret Destroyer!
Oh yeah, I was singing the next verse, my bad. That was good.
Did you know he owns a wrestling company now?
Wait, really?
Yeah, Billy Corgan, he owns NWA. The old 80s wrestling
I
company?
thought that you were mentioning like the 90s rap group NWA. I was like, how did...
He can't even say the name!
Man.
No, the wrestling company. Before. It was like
NWA, National Wrestling Association, is that what it is?
Ric Flair came from there and like all the legends. He bought the company is like 60s and 70s company. But essentially it isn't what it used to be at all. And Billy Corgan's like, I'll buy it.
Are they still doing wrestling with
Yeah. They have shows called NWA Power and stuff. They have like indie guys on there, like big name indie guys.
I've heard that Billy Corgan's kind of an asshole in person.
I would not allude to that on the podcast, but I have no idea.
Yeah. Fair enough.
But I've heard a lot of people are assholes though.
Yeah, I mean, this is true.
And I've met them and they're great people. Like, for instance, are you a wrestling fan at all?
I mean, I was kind of forced into, well, not forced into wrestling. That's crazy to say.
Sounds like a weird religion you got stuck into.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, I was forced to go to wrestling.
I was indoctrinated into wrestling when I was young.
Yeah, I was baptized at a WWE show. That would
Well, that's
crazy.
a major religion.
That's like some most Americanized
We
shit
had to
ever.
pray to Hulk Hogan every morning over a bowl of oats and vitamins.
Oh my god. Oats, brother.
We had to snap into a Slim Jim every morning. That was your like cracker in your wine, your vitamins and a fucking Slim
Oats
Jim.
and Slim Jims is crazy. Oh man, yeah, the blood of Hogan. The flesh of Hogan. That's crazy, yeah. I can't believe he bit the dust, man.
The same week as Ozzy Osbourne.
Yeah, that's crazy. Not that, like, I mean, Hulk Hogan was kind of a not so great person in terms of things he said,
Yeah,
but that's just, it was kind of crazy.
but he was
like,
still a legend in the business. But he did do fucked up shit. But
yeah,
like,
I mean, you can do fucked up. Like, I'm
the
not.
duality.
Yeah.
He put wrestling on the map, but did he do some? We all have done some. And we didn't know the guy, so we don't know what he actually said. But I find it wild that he felt the need to say like racist shit on a sex tape.
Yeah, that's what's crazy. That's what's crazy. I don't know, man.
That shit was wild.
Like, I've never been one for cancel culture, but like, if we are to progress as a society, we gotta recognize and call out behavior.
But I
like
don't
that.
like cancel culture because if the person acknowledges it and they grow from it and don't do it again.
That's another big thing about it. We can't take people on who they used to be, but only as how they are today.
Yeah, and if they fuck up again, then look at like, here's a prime example. And I'm not speaking ill of the dead because I'm a huge fan of this guy. But Ozzy Osbourne, for instance, he tried unaliving his wife. He was so bad into drugs that he did all kinds of messed up shit. But at the end of the day, a vast majority loves that man.
Yeah, I mean, he's a legend, you know?
I know why it is though. The reasoning why is because he was authentic. He admitted to it. He apologized. He didn't even apologize. He acknowledged it and moved on.
Accountability is huge.
And he
Does a
kept
lot for you.
and he kept fucking going with his career. He didn't try to end it because somebody else told him he should.
Okay, funny thing about Ozzy Osbourne, you actually might know this being a huge fan, but Ozzy Osbourne,
I'm a huge fan of a lot of people. Let's cut that.
Okay.
Because like Alice Cooper, Ozzy, like all kinds of people. But in my childhood and youth, he has a big part in my youth.
there's a lot of people, you
But
know.
continue with it. I had to make that. Because people are like, you're a big fan of this, that, and the other. I'm a fan of everything.
Yeah, big
Good.
fans around these parts.
Yeah.
Okay, so Ozzy Osbourne, he would have never even been a part of Black Sabbath. Okay, so like he auditioned for Black Sabbath in high school,
Yeah.
but like the band, they didn't want him or anything, and they couldn't find another singer. But the only reason that Black Sabbath is as big as they are is
Yeah,
because
that is a PA system.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, isn't that crazy, dude? That's crazy.
Ozzy Zig wants a gig.
Yeah, literally.
If I'm not mistaken, I think Tony Iommi was like his bully in high school or something. Or in middle school. And they patched things up and started the band. Because I don't think he wanted him to join, but Geezer Butler was like, you have to have this guy. He's nuts. He's a great for this band.
Well, this might be false, but I heard that one time, like, Black Sabbath had a show book, but they didn't have a singer. So in a whim, they called up Ozzy, and it was like one of their best shows ever.
I don't think that might just be like a wise tale, because I've never heard it.
That's why I had to preface it with this. Maybe
but
false.
I do know there were a few times where they needed a singer, but that was because Ozzy was unavailable or something had happened with Ozzy, and then they like would throw. Now this is wild. During like the Ronnie James Dio era of Black Sabbath, for whatever reason, I don't know if it was a personal reason, whatever, but Dio couldn't be at that Ozfest.
Interesting.
Rob Halford of Judas Priest took over as their singer.
Oh wow.
Yes.
It's like a super group, essentially. Then.
Yes. And it was incredible. And the thing with Sabbath is in Ozzy, you look at their influence and it doesn't make sense in a good way. The Beatles.
That makes so much sense, but it's the authenticity that they took from.
If you're listening to Black Sabbath, you do not hear the Beatles.
Unless he only listened to Helter Skelter. And like only that, you know what I'm saying?
You hear a lot of like blues.
That is true, yeah.
But it might have been because Tony was influenced by the blues. And Geezer was a blues bassist. That could be why. But Ozzy's a big Beatles guy. And if you listen to his music, you can hear it, but you don't.
You can definitely hear it in the aspect of how much of a songwriter he is, and just like his lyrical flow, and just like, I don't know, it's not so repetitive. His songs aren't that repetitive. Like, he has a lot of lyrics in most of his songs, and changes up the flow quite often, akin to how John Lennon and
You know what's crazy? You know how that man wrote music? He couldn't play an instrument other than a harmonica. He would write the entire song, including lyrics, up here. And he'd be like, it goes like, it goes like this. Dun, 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 dun. And the band would come up with it. I was going Paranoid, but he didn't do that with Sabbath.
Yeah.
But that was the first song that came to mind. And the band would be like, okay, and they'd add their own flavor to it. So it didn't come out the way he originally thought, but it came out better.
That's a good way to take things, though, because you have a base idea and let them flourish from there.
Yeah.
You need good soil to plant fucking shit in.
But he would write the lyrics and instrumentals at the same time.
And dude, that's crazy to think, because I think about like trying to write songs with just the lyrics, but then like I think of it like, oh shit, well if I have this vocal melody, I gotta.
But that's not to say he didn't have help, because there was a lot of times where he walked up to the music, said I have the song idea, and they would write it for him, and then he would sing it, like Lemmy.
Okay.
Lemmy wrote Mama, I'm Coming Home. And I was just like, it's kind of weird singing a song that hits my soul, but I didn't write it.
Yeah.
Like, he knew what I was going through. Because you know what that song's about? From my understanding, I could be mistaken, but from my understanding from interviews that I've seen, it's about, he was doing the No More Tears tour.
Right.
And that was supposed to be the end in the 90s, because he thought he was done. So he's saying, Mama, I'm coming home.
Like a literal meaning.
Yes, because Sharon he calls her Mama.
Oh man, that's sweet thinking about it.
So he's like, finally, Mama, I'm coming home. But then fast forward, he found out his diagnosis wasn't as bad as he initially thought, so he went back on the road. So at the goodbye concert, the reason why people were fucking crying and he was crying is, Mama, I'm actually coming home for good.
And then that Back to the Beginning show, man.
That's what it was. Yeah, that show.
That's that one ripped people's hearts open.
It ripped my heart open, but I'm inspired. Because no matter what you're going through, still do the thing. That man was fighting, they said he was fighting health problems that he never made public.
I definitely believe that.
And he
With
said,
the crazy of his life as he lived, no doubt.
Well, the thing is what's crazy is I wish we would have had him longer, but on the flip side of things, we shouldn't have had him this long.
That's true. We had him for just the amount of time we were supposed to, man.
And I love that. And look at Alice Cooper, another man that I admire.
Yeah.
I don't follow his political system, but he doesn't push it. But like his art, and he is pushing 80.
Yeah, he's made claims. It's like, I'm never gonna stop doing this.
He has the next 3 tours planned.
Yeah, they have no reason to keep going, because it's not like they need money or anything. They're just doing it for the love of the game, because they love to create and love playing and performing.
Do you think Iggy Pop's doing it for money?
Exactly. Because a great point.
Do you honestly think Alice is doing it for money? He donates most of it. I got bit by something.
Well, because he's already they already got their mortgages paid off. They already got nice bank accounts and whatnot. Like that. I personally, like, I'm not even really looking to make money off of my music.
Bro, can I quote, not to interrupt you, but can I quote Rick Rubin real quick? Something
Rick Rubin's awesome. This
quote I love, and Jim Carrey, I have a lot of cool quotes that I use throughout my daily life. Rick Rubin said, do it for you. The audience comes last. Do it because you love it.
If you don't like it, how can you expect someone else to?
Can you flick that off for me or get it off of me?
Sorry, buddy.
I usually don't, but like them ones bite.
Yeah, I don't know. Some of them are poisonous too. You never know.
Yeah.
If I touch those spines, I could be like, oh.
Well, he was on me, so I hope not.
Yeah, well, that's why I used the vape. I was like, no,
nothing plugged me, but I'm good. So like, I think a lot of people when they say shit like that, people are like, well, you should try to reach an audience. But no, what he's saying is your audience reaches you. Do you think Ozzy Osbourne biting the head off of fucking bats was thinking, I think people are like this shit?
Yeah, honestly, genuinely. He was like, I want to fucking do this. And a legend moment in history right there with me.
Alice had his moment like that. He had a chicken that was thrown on stage, a live chicken. And he wasn't a farm boy, so he thought it flew. And he threw it to the audience, and they ripped it to pieces, and they threw it back on stage.
Oh my god.
Next thing you know, all over the news, Alice Cooper rips up chicken, drinks blood.
Oh my god.
And you know what he did? Yeah, it happened. And he just continued touring. Because he was told by Frank Zappa that, yes, bad publicity is in turn good publicity, because people are wanting to come to see that crazy shit.
This is true. Like, I mean, that goes in hand in hand for Gigi Allen, you know that?
Oh my god.
Yeah, I mean, we don't even need to speak on that, but you know.
Are you familiar with Kettle Cadaver?
No, actually.
They make Gigi Allen look like Barney.
Oh my god. That's insane.
That singer has a whole documentary of a live show, and it's very hard to watch. Like, he wraps barbed wire on his forehead, or he did, he's no longer with us, around his forehead, and he would nail his junk to a board while performing.
Oh my god.
Like a freak show. I got a buddy, he's not that intense, but their name's Only Flesh. They're local. He crucifies himself on stage, like nail in hand. He's only done it twice, but that's enough.
Holy crap.
He'll hang himself from like meat hooks, that's their thing.
I've seen the suspension.
Yeah, he does that.
That stuff's wild.
His drummer does it. He's the only drummer to do that. And he'll hang from meat hooks and perform.
How are you?
And he'll be performing, and his old lady, you know how they usually put like you on like a board of nails and they hit it with a sledgehammer and you have like a
right.
He does that while performing music.
That's something. That's how you make that's performing, no doubt.
Performance art.
That is really putting blood into a.
Now what Gigi was not performance art.
Yeah, that was more of like borderline, not even.
That was a shit show.
Yeah, that was craziness.
He had some mental problems.
He had a few.
I think it was a lot of drugs had to play into that.
I mean, that goes right back into Ozzy, you know? He was just slightly better at it, you know?
More professional in a way. But you know what's weird is then you look at the guys like Keith Richards, Lemmy, they've never been unprofessional that we know of.
This is true.
But we know. Like I heard a legendary story of Lemmy and Triple H. Triple H and Lemmy were friends. Lemmy did a lot of Triple H's theme songs. The game. Time to play the game. That's Motorhead.
Oh my god. Oh, it is.
Yeah.
It is.
And also, the King of Kings. That was Motorhead. So was Evolution is a Mystery. That's Motorhead.
That makes a lot of sense.
Well, he said it was weird because he went to a Motorhead show and he opened the door and there's Lemmy in nothing but a bath towel with a bunch of women around him and a mountain of snow. Oh. And Triple H is like, and Lemmy's like, go. You have your wife with you. And he shut the door. And he was so respectful because he said he opened the door, it felt like 5 minutes later, fully dressed, women gone, snow gone.
Wow. What a professional guy.
Fully dressed. He's like, I'm sorry for that, sweetheart. And he gave her a hug.
Wow.
And he gave, Like he knew that wasn't the situation for everyone, but it works for him. He doesn't want others around him. Because he saw what it did to his friends.
That does a lot for you. That does a lot for you.
Because a lot of people want to rope you into your fucked up shit. But he was like, nope, I've seen the devil.
And we got to stray away.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
But it worked for him though.
And that can be healthy. But like as long as you're not imposing what you think works for you onto everybody else. If it doesn't, but if it does work,
but it tore a lot of people. Look at Black Sabbath, for instance. Ozzy's drug shit.
Yeah, this is true.
Or even Metallica, allegedly. Dave Mustaine being kicked out.
Dude, I honestly think that fucking Lars has some dirt on James Hetfield because how has Lars not been kicked out yet?
I know, right?
Like, what are you even doing, man? Like, come on.
Saint Anger.
Whose
idea was it to have a fucking trash can?
I mean, it was legendary, don't get me wrong.
Not in a good way.
I think the snare sound kind of bangs, honestly.
But you also got to understand our generation, though. Like, you're not too much younger than me. But like I was listening to I was raised up on, because Saint Anger came out during my generation, but I was raised on the older Metallica. Like friends had me listening to older, and then they had me listen to Saint Anger, because that's what they were. And I'm like, oh, it wasn't bad, but with Metallica's name on it, it made me think like earlier, like I'm changing up my music. Kind of that mindset. I'm like, well, it's still them, so like, why am I being this way? It's still part of their art.
That's a good point. Yeah.
Like I get why. I know what I'm doing. I'm like, oh, well, I gotta put them in a bubble when I shouldn't. Like when they did that Lulu stuff, I wasn't a fan.
Yeah, that's fair.
Did you listen to Lulu?
I don't think so, because I only heard bad things.
Do you know who Lou Reed is?
Yeah. Hold on.
He's the singer of, I think, Velvet Underground.
Yeah, okay, yes.
It was him reading poetry over Metallica riffs. It was very weird.
That is so, like, obscurely abstract.
It's very abstract, and there's one part where, and I don't remember the context of the entire song, but Metallica's like, James Hetfield gets on the mic, he's like, I am the table! I am the table! I am the table! And there's a meme that's going around of him, like it's like this Lowe's table.
I am the table! Bro, that's funny. But like, that's not slam poetry, that's hardcore poetry.
Yeah, but it's crazy because it was Lou Reed, he's an old school guy.
Oh my god, yeah, he would have been a bit older, because those bands were not in the same era.
Like old school. And like, by the way, with this podcast, we'll be talking about all kinds of legendary shit that has nothing to do with us.
Yeah. Yeah, I've noticed, we've gone from top
Where can we find you?
Facebook, Instagram, any streaming service. Under Nathan Allen Music, if you want the live stuff, search up Absofunk. Absofunk with a 0 in the center for the weird stuff.
I was going to ask you things to like put in the description, but I've talked to so many people, I don't know what's actually getting posted.
Yeah, that's fair.
So I don't know what to put in the description at this point.
OVDJ Campout.
Go check them out, because honestly, most of the people was on the flyers, or you'll see them around.
Yeah, this is true. This is very true.
I don't know who's playing right now, but it's funky as shit for background noise.
Pretty sure this is Mixer 6.
Okay. Sounded like her. She has a very, it's hard to describe dubstep in, EDM.
I know what you mean.
Because I know people that know each individual genre. I don't. I just listen to it.
She keeps it deep and gritty, I would say. Like, I like the...
And then you have Louis, who's all over the fucking place.
Yeah, like, normally he's doing house stuff, but today he did his first lo-fi set. That was fire, dude. Yeah. I love that.
I think he played a lo-fi version of a Chasing Rabbit song, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, that was the open. Well, it wasn't even lo-fi. It was just a Chasing Rabbit song. Unadulterated, straight off the rip. It was good stuff.
I love it out here. They had a yoga thing that I missed. I've always wanted to get into, the meditation. I don't think it was yoga, but it was like a meditation.
It was a sound bath. Yeah, Erica helps us. It was up by Sean's
I wanted
camp
to do
earlier.
it, but my thing is, I float around all the time. So sometimes I don't hear the announcements. So
they didn't really announce it.
Yeah.
To be fair, it was on the flyer, and then they all just kind of convened over there, and Erica was like, sound bath, and then we had a sound bath. It was awesome, man.
Awesome. I walked by and I saw it, but I didn't want to impose because it was already happening.
No, that's fair. I wanted to move halfway through the sound bath, but I wasn't about to get up.
We will be talking to Erica actually sometime today. Erica and Louie.
Hell yeah.
And if I'm not mistaken,
The awesome host.
I know how times are, so we may have Muck Sticky swing by.
I'm looking forward to seeing that.
You never know.
The Muck on the Usenick Unleashed.
We had him on Pink Sock.
Unleash the Muck.
We've had him on the Pink Sock.
That was his first year here, wasn't it?
Actually, no, I had him remotely.
Oh, that's right.
It was before I started showing up.
That's right.
Because Louie's like, I'm friends with Muck and stuff, and we kind of had that mutual person that we was like, I wouldn't say I'm friends with Muck, but it's not like I call him every day or anything. Like I can hit him up. Yeah, I can hit him up and be like, I still view that as a friend though.
Colleague, I'd say.
Yeah, we have too many titles on things. I'll just call him friend or whatever.
Yeah, homie. That's the general term for homie.
Because every time I see him, we give each other hugs and shit. But like, I do that with everyone. I might not have them in my immediate circle, but we're still vibing on that energy.
No, exactly. That's why I love the places like this, because I get to connect with all the people that I don't see on a regular basis.
But what I plan on doing, though, and you heard it here first, I plan on re-releasing the Pink Sock episodes, because they were great episodes, but rebranding them with the Usenick Unleashed logo and like.
I think that's not a horrible idea because
It's the same thing. It's just a different name. Rebranded. Be careful. Be careful. Oh, whoa!
a little bit of technical difficulties here.
I hope you didn't break this chair. 'Cause it's a really good chair. Just get one of the plastic ones. I don't want this one.
I think that it was the leg there. Just sitting on the uneven ground right
It is
there.
my dad's chair. I just don't want to break it.
No, that's fair.
The uneven ground, that was doing it right there.
Yeah.
This one's here, wobbly.
Technical difficulties in the studio.
Yeah, it's alright. It happens. We'll just use plastic chairs. That one is leaning a little bit. I hope Muck don't fall over.
And if he does, it'll just make for a hell of a clip out of the podcast, you know?
I'm not having that issue because my hill's not as crazy as that.
Yeah, we got the stupor over here.
That's been sitting there for a while, so actually come closer. Yeah, like that. It actually.
I know that's where I was when it was falling, you know?
I'll try to find a good spot. Where you was probably nope.
There we go.
Right there. Yeah, that's
All right, there we go.
yeah. But I might have to rebend the leg a little bit. But,
Yeah, that's all it would have taken. And
Not put in the same spot. It'll be good.
but like it's nice out there.
it's so beautiful.
I got the dogs out.
Dude, last night Muck put on an amazing new song set.
Dude, unfortunately, I was crashed out. I didn't sleep at all Friday night before coming here. So halfway through Sean and Jaw's set, I had to, unfortunately, go back to camp because I was just so tired, dude. I didn't want to be like that today for the last day, so I had to get my sleep.
I get it. It was an all new set. It was, he released like 10 new albums like in one day.
That's right. It was, I think, more than that. It was like 23 albums in
No,
there.
he has total. I think 23. Like overall, he had 10 released. No, he mentioned that last night.
Oh, so it was 10 that he broke the record with.
One day, yes.
Okay.
I think Buckethead holds the record for the most ever, like released in a career.
Really?
800,000 something maybe.
Albums?
Yeah, in 1 year he released like 500 albums, maybe 200. I might be over exaggerating.
Dude, how are you doing more? How are you doing more than an album a day? That's insane.
That's what he's doing.
Probably a lot of speed, honestly.
Or 2 or 3 albums a day. Or,
Yeah, that's crazy.
well, he just loves the art.
Yeah, I mean that's dedication. Don't get me wrong.
Because
that's
he'll get
awesome.
like a sound that he wants, and he'll just make a song out of it.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Does he do all the instruments himself, or is it just guitar?
If I'm not mistaken, he might have the same band for every album.
Okay, I can definitely see how that would help. I was viewing it from my perspective. I'm like, dude, I gotta write all instrument parts. I can't even do an
But
album
even as a
in
band
year.
is crazy.
Yeah, well, I mean, at least you have collaborative feedback, so there's less mental fatigue to be had, because you're not pushing to do everything. It's like, you can take a break on the guitar, and the drummer can be like, okay, I hear this with it, and then bring it back all in one, you know, rather than expending yourself countlessly with no breaks.
Yeah. And that's what you don't want to do.
That's one of the biggest rules with like mixing that I've learned, like when I'm actually getting a track to sound good after it's recorded, is you want to give yourself frequent breaks, because there's what's called ear fatigue, so where you can't hear the changes you're making as well because you've just been listening to it for too long.
I think it could be a way to channel out from like personal mental struggles too. That's why some people write so much. Because
Yeah, absolutely.
as far as I know, I think Buckethead was born with like a heart condition,
Interesting.
and like he's been dealing with that. So to get rid of the anxiety of that, he probably just writes a bunch of music.
That's, yeah.
And he
it
also
is
has to add his collaborative efforts.
it's a fantastic outlet.
Well, the thing with Buckethead though, he's performed with Les Claypool. They had a band together. He was in
serious?
Guns N' Roses.
What?
Yeah, Buckethead was in Guns N' Roses in the early 2000s.
Okay, what's his band with Les Claypool? Because that sounds fucking crazy.
It is called Claypool's Bucket of Bernie Brains.
Interesting. I would definitely be checking that out. Les Claypool and Buckethead, that's like two of the craziest stringed instrument players.
You want to get really crazy with it? John Lennon's son has a band with Claypool. They're called the Claypool Lennon Delirium. It sounds like if you were to like have a psychedelic band mixed with Primus with John Lennon type vocals, because his son does sing very similar.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's like slap with like psychedelics and like.
But John Lennon singing. That's
But
weird.
it's his son. You can tell it's not John, but he has a very similar vocal style.
I mean, I I feel like that's genetic, honestly.
Yeah.
Because, I mean...
Me and my dad
Do you think that he listened to the Beatles?
Probably had to.
I mean, yeah, that's true.
I don't know. I feel like I don't know. That's a weird perspective, because, like, imagine your parents were in the Beatles or something. Would you feel more inclined to listen to them, or rather than, like, an average consumer who's just like, wow, I love the Beatles?
Here's the thing that I heard recently, and it's not to do with the Beatles. It's back to Ozzy. Ozzy said in an interview, they're like, is it true that you play your music all the time? And he's like, yes, but it's not like a cocky thing. It takes me back to when I wrote that song. And I sit there and I talk to my kids. I'm like, hey, that's when me and Randy Rhoads sat there. And we wrote this. It's like sharing that experience and not just about the song.
It's your way to relive memories, you know?
Yes.
Art is the way we decorate space. Music is the way we decorate time.
Like, I saw a video of him sitting there, and it was his first time listening to the raw cut of Crazy Train. And it's the raw cut solo that Randy was doing.
Right.
And 50 years later, that man was...
Yeah, just like he stood up out of his chair, just like completely... Yeah. It's a powerful solo, dude. It really is.
You want to know what's powerful is Diary of a Madman. It's nearly impossible to play live because so many guitar laps. That down,
with a looper.
Yeah.
You could do it with a looper. An infinite looper? Absolutely.
But that wasn't then. They didn't really work with that shit then. This is like the 70s, 80s, more 80s.
Chet Atkins, he used a looper, and that's how he made songs. He would just...
But Ozzy's one of those ones that he prefers 100% live.
That's fair. I mean, that's what a looper is for, so you can play live.
Yeah, but I would assume his generation would think you're recording your guitar part and it keeps playing, and you play something else over top of it.
That's true.
I think they wanted to go for the 100%, nothing recorded, none of that. There's nothing against people that do that, but in his mind, you're going there to see a 100% raw live. So Diary of a Madman was usually out of the set. In memory of Randy, they have performed it once or twice, but...
Yeah, I mean, shit, I could imagine, like, hearing that live, it must be a hell of a spectacle, because it's like, what the fuck? Like, how is this being done?
Have you ever sat down and listened to that song? I listened to it on a vinyl recently, and holy shit.
Was it like an original pressing?
I don't know about an original pressing, but it was a vinyl of that album, and I got goosebumps. Because you could hear his, like, gazing at the window, watch me cry another day.
It has that analog warmth, dude.
Yeah.
Like, that's another large argument these days between, like, way music is recorded, between, like, digitally on a laptop.
You feel the waves more.
I mean, honestly, if you were to record it in an old-timey studio with all these boards and mixers and actual analog plugins, it would, like, I'm led to believe it would sound a lot better, unless you know what you're doing digitally. If you can mimic the effects digitally like that, it can be produced, but 80 to 90% of the time, you ask a producer analog over digital, always.
I don't know much about the music in that aspect, but I know what sounds good to me. And I love digital too, don't get me wrong, because I'm not going to be carrying a vinyl everywhere I go, and I don't listen to vinyl a whole lot. I'm not going to pretend like I do.
Yeah.
But when I'm sitting there and I'm like, why not?
No, yeah, when I'm in my room and I'm listening to music on my phone, I'm like, dude, I have this record. Why don't I just throw it
You know what else is wild is listening to Inagata-Davida on a vinyl.
Dude, that was like one of the first songs I learned how to play on guitar in like 6th grade class.
And then after you learn that, you can kind of play Sunshine of Your Love.
No, that's what's funny. I was playing Sunshine of Your Love, and my music teacher was like, that sounds like Inagata-Davida. And I was like, how do you play that? And that's how I learned how to play it. Yeah, it's very, very similar. Yeah.
Very similar.
Very, very similar.
Are you familiar with the band Coven? We're going to go down a rabbit hole right now.
I don't think so.
Coven was a late 1960s. They're kind of like an occult. They're an occult rock band, but like in a Jefferson Airplane kind of occult band.
Interesting.
But they sung lyrical content similar to what Black Sabbath would have done. Here's where things get really interesting. Coven, their first album, the first song was Black Sabbath. Their bassist, I think he was their bassist, was Oz Osbourne. But Black Sabbath came out 2 years later.
Maybe he got inspo from that.
They never heard of him. They never heard of one
If you
another.
were asked about something you ripped off, you'd probably be like, I never heard of it.
But it's possible. Because if you go into the belief, and I'm not saying that it's true or it's false, but if you go back into the belief that we tap into the same universal consciousness, we can have similar ideas. But it's not a complete ripoff.
Yeah, that's true. Just like you can't copyright a chord progression, you know?
Yeah.
Thousands of songs written with the same chords.
That's like Tom Petty in an interview was asked about him being ripped off by the Red Hot Chili Peppers. Because they were saying Danny California sounds like Last Dance with Mary Jane.
I've heard that as well.
And Tom Petty's like, there's only so many strings on an instrument.
It's the way you interpolate it, you know?
He's like, hey, are they singing Last Dance with Mary Jane?
You know, yeah, that's a great way to put it. Unless it's like a direct rip-off, you can't really pass it as one because art is subjective. Art is always subjective and vulnerable.
And I've also saw an interview, it was like Keith Richards, and I'm paraphrasing with all of this, look it up for yourself. But Keith Richards, they asked him about pirating music. He was like, well, if my music is worth something to someone, you can have it. Because it's worth something to someone. He's like, we make more money selling merch than the couple cents that I get from that album.
No, exactly. Exactly.
Like, I don't care about every little penny adding up. If my art is worth it, you're hearing it for free on the radio. Like, why not?
Yeah, you're not paying to listen to the radio unless you have like satellite radio wasn't a thing up until like what, 20 years ago.
And I see it starting to decline as well.
Yeah, I've never had satellite radio and I never plan to.
They push it with Sirius on the new cars.
Sirius XM, like, dude, I don't want.
I don't know what they're going to do about advertising because Howard Stern's leaving, and he's like their number one advertising thing. That and Jose Mangan, the guy that does the metal stuff, like Ozzy's Boneyard and all that stuff. That guy.
I feel like with the traction that they have now, I don't think they're going to need to worry about like a face of it like Howard Stern. Like, he definitely put it on the map for what it is. But
it'll stay that way.
Yeah, now at least. Without him, maybe not. But
I think we need, like, I see South Park making a comeback. We need like a Howard Stern, but not to that extreme. Somebody who makes you question society, and somebody who brings on like the porn stars and like brings on the freaking OnlyFans models or whatever.
I think that's a good thing about comedians too, is because they will poke fun at every situation.
Yeah.
You know, regardless of.
Like, I think if there's on Facebook, I'm like, I'll talk to an OnlyFans model. I don't give a shit.
They're workers. You can't knock a hustle, dude. You can't.
Yeah. They're just upset because they can't make money doing the same thing.
No, exactly. If there was a market for male ass, best believe I would be doing it solo. But
There is.
I don't know, man. There wasn't even a market. Okay, so this might get a little off topic and strange. A little bit about me. So I used to be in the porn industry.
You've told me, but you never
with
went
my
details.
ex. So like we did Pornhub and shit and OnlyFans, and like so Pornhub was low-key becoming more profitable than OnlyFans was, because like these fucking videos, like we would look overnight and it would have like hundreds of thousands of views on our videos, to the point where like she started getting a model rank on Pornhub.com, and we were just like, what the fuck's happening? So we just kept doing it, and then like as things go, we eventually ended up splitting up, and she drained the bank account and changed all the info. Never saw a dime of that. I did all the work though.
Yeah, she just laid there.
Yeah, I mean, dude, really?
You're gonna be that guy? Come on now.
Whoa. I hope that you're not skipping just to now in the podcast, though. You know what I'm
She was
saying?
just laying there, man.
All right.
Wow. That's a
She's
bad
lump. She's lump. She's lump. She's in my head.
You know what's weird is every time I hear a song, I sing the Weird Al version. He's Gump. He's Gump. He's Gump. Is he inbred?
If there is a Weird Al version, you know,
There is, that is
grounds. I know. For any song,
Yeah.
if there is a Weird Al version, grounds to do that. You know.
I have this theory of that. It's not really original because I've heard it elsewhere, but I think of this theory every time I think of Weird Al now. What if, and we should tell the younger generations this, what if Weird Al wrote the songs that he's parodying? and they stole it from him, so that's him mocking them.
See, that claim would only work if the songs were like at least written and recorded before the published date of the other song,
But why?
but not released because
he wrote it. He wrote the original, and then he made the parody.
Yeah, okay, but there would be no concrete proof that he wrote the original unless it was written and recorded before the parody. You know what I'm saying? Like, but by... Hold on. Okay, the point I'm trying to convey here is... This is crazy to talk about.
But there's ghostwriters that don't get any credit. So what if Weird Al was a ghostwriter of the people that he's parodying, and then he turns around and writes a parody about it?
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. That's possible. That is very possible.
Like he gave out these songs to these people.
He's like, yeah, I wrote this banger here. Use it so I can write a banging parody.
But that
on
parody kind of falls flat because like incidents like the Coolio, where they get upset because he got approval from management, but the artist didn't know.
Yeah.
But I kind of want to tell people that, yeah, here's Weird Al. Like, people have never heard of him, but like younger people, like they've never heard the original either. And then when they get older, they're like, who's this Michael Jackson fella?
Oh my God.
Who's this? And Brian Posehn actually has a good joke about it. I'm not saying this is an original idea, but like I think that's hilarious to think about. Like just a little kid's like, oh my God, who the fuck's Michael Jackson?
Yeah.
Who in the world is Madonna?
We're getting there, man.
Why is she singing like a virgin? It's like a surgeon, man.
Yeah. I can definitely see that happening. Especially if like these kids' parents are really into some Weird Al. They're gonna hear the original and be like, their minds are gonna explode. Like, what?
But I think we've been going for a decent amount of time. I might cut it, but you're more than welcome to come back.
I feel like it's a good time to cut it, you know?
Go
get some pictures anyway.
Go check out Absofunk or Nathan Allen.
You said, yeah, you got it.
Do you have a last name or is it just Nathan Allen?
Just Nathan Music. Okay. I'm kidding. Well, my actual name, Nathan Littell. You can find my personal Facebook if you desire. But Nathan Allen Music.
I don't think they desire.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
So do whatever you will, you know?
Do it thou wilt.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Love you all. And as always,
Check out Usenick Unleashed, baby.
live long, rock hard.